Hello and welcome to Chit Chat with David Leonardis. I am so excited to be on this new segment, and we are here with Jimmy Mays. Now, Jimmy Mays toured and recorded with Jimi Hendrix. How cool is that? The man is a living legend. He's as cool as ice, cool as a cucumber. He's got class to spare. We've been hanging out. The chicken's ready. We've been setting up the cameras, so we're a little hungry. We're going to be waiting for that soul food to get going, but right now we've got a little soul food for your own soul, and that's an interview with Jimmy Mays. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure, and I'm very honored to be here with you.
Oh my God, thank you so much. And I know all the guests out there and people that have basically been invited into your home here are pleased to be here with you. So, Jimmy, when did you first meet Jimi Hendrix? What year was it? What was the circumstances? And then we'll go from there.
Well, it all started in 65, 66. I was a member of Joey D and the Starlighters. We had the record, the Peppermint Twist. I'm sure you people remember the Peppermint Twist. So we needed
hum a few bars. How does that go?
There's a new dance and it goes like this. The name of the dance is the Peppermint Twist.
Got a new dance and it goes like this. Yeah, the name of the dance is the Peppermint Twist.
We needed a guitar player because our guy split, and Joey made it my responsibility to get a guitar player. So as I walked around New York City, up and down Broadway, and that's all you had to do, I ran into this young guy, and I said, "Hey Johnny, we need a guitar player." He said, "What, man, Joey, they need a guitar player?" I said, "Yeah." So he said, "Well, we got this guy that's on tour with Isley Brothers, and he's not happy." So I went to this hotel called the Elvin Hotel, and we knocked on the door. Johnny and Jimmy was roommates, but his name wasn't Jimmy at the time. He called himself Maurice James. So we got in, and he woke up. He was asleep, and I distinctly remember two things: his guitar and his boots, which was slightly overwhelmed because he was carrying a stick at the time. And carrying a stick, people mean you're a little broke. So he woke up and we talked for a while, and I said, "Look, man, play a little bit for me. Just play something on the guitar," because the amp wasn't plugged up. So after he strummed a few songs, I called Joey, and I told him, I said, "I think we got what we need." So Joey D set it up for his nephew, Johnny, to come and pick us up a couple of days later. And we went to Lodi, New Jersey. And Joey had Jimmy to plug in everything. And he listened to him play. And his Curtis Mayfield licks really impressed Joey. And he said, "Yeah, this is our guy." And ladies and gentlemen, the rest was rock and roll history.
Hi, I'm Sheila Lamb-Gabler, and I'm at the Museum of Private Art Collections, featuring the work of Salvador Dali and Matt Lamb. We're located at 435 East Illinois Street in Chicago, across the street from Navy Pier. Our website is www.mattlamb.com, and I can be reached at 708-601-1572. We have 20,000 square feet of original Dali and Lamb artwork. Please come and enjoy our traveling shows and see our up-and-coming artists. Look at our website for our ticket price. We're open every day, and you can see the times. Matt has 8 studios around the world and 11 museums globally. Chicago is our crown jewel. We hope that you come and enjoy our art. You can meet Matt when he's in town, and please come and say hello. We're here to see you. Thank you.
Come on out to the Howard Finster Vision House Museum. We're in Northwest Georgia, an hour and a half north of Atlanta, 45 miles south of Chattanooga, 644 miles away from the Howard Finster Vision House, Chicago. I've got 250 pieces of art in my old friend's home. He had a vision from God to paint sacred art. There's quite likely a ghost there. You can stay in our bed and breakfast. Come on out, and we'll see you in Northwest Georgia.
Hi, I'm David Leonardis. When I need an attorney, I call Sandy Isaacson, the Bulldog.
he gets it done. He's available 24/7. Family law, corporate law, divorce, custody, contract negotiation. You need an attorney who gets the job done. My attorney gets it done. He's the Bulldog, Sandy Isaacson. Call him today.
Smells like fish but tastes like chicken.
So again, that was 1965. You were living in New York at that time?
In New York at that time. I played with a bunch of people, but I was with Joy, and I still would like to thank him today on this show, on your show, for having me as a drummer, and we both thanking him behind for Jimi Hendrix as a guitar player with Maurice James. I'll tell you later on how he changed his name. But ladies and gentlemen, Joey D, I'd like to put a plug in for Joey because he gave a lot of people a break. The Ronettes, the Young Rascals, and Hendrix, and of course myself, the amazing Jimmy Mays. So David, you'll meet Joey D soon.
Oh, that's fantastic. So Joey D, he's still living. Where does he live these days?
He's in Clearwater, Florida, and he still tours. Just talked to him day before yesterday. I was in Tampa, Florida, with Willie Big Eyed Smith, and Joey had just got off a cruise ship, so we talked. And once a year, he invited me down. I spend a week with him and his wife, him and Johnny. Every year, I go and spend a week in the winter. So we're the best of buddies, like we're brothers.
Oh, that is awesome. So Joey D, he's an Italian guy. I mean, Joey D, I kind of figured that out.
And you're an Italian guy. I got to figure that out.
Wow, how funny is that? And so now Joey D had already achieved some fame while you were touring with him, and he gave breaks to all these cool people. Now, when you said the Ronettes, my popular culture needle went off, and now Phil Spector, wasn't he like married to the one lady from the Ronettes, and she told all sorts of crazy stories about how crazy Phil Spector was. Did you ever meet the lady from the Ronettes?
I met Ronnie. I didn't know the Ronettes, but I had the pleasure of meeting her. Joey was in the Chicago area at the Maryville Theater. I think it was during the 80s or early 90s. And she was on the show. But Joey gave a lot of people a break, especially the Rascals and the Ronettes. And he'll tell you a lot of stories. I'd never get to know her personally. But
You did get to meet her. Did you meet Phil Spector ever?
Never met Phil Spector, never. And actually, the meeting with Ronnie didn't go all that well because they had these big bodyguards around her. So I was on the counter like, hey, and blah, 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 blah. Because I learned something in show business and in life. You always know your place. And you never overstep your bounds. And you can learn a lot that way.
Hi, I'm Sheila Lamb Gabler, and I'm at the Museum of Private Art Collections featuring the work of Salvador Dali and Matt Lamb. We're located at 435 East Illinois Street in Chicago, across the street from Navy Pier. Our website is www.mattlamb.com, and you can reach me at 708-601-1572. We have 20,000 square feet of original artwork by Salvador Dali and Matt Lamb. We have traveling shows, and we're featuring up-and-coming artists on a regular basis. We're open every day, and please check our website for time and ticket price. We would love to have you come join us. Matt has 8 studios around the world, and he follows the sun. Please come and look at the different artwork that we have available. We would love for you to come and enjoy us. We'll be here to say hello. Thank you.
If the art dealer collects the art, then you know it's a good buy. Ken Ellis is one of the best artists in the entire city of Chicago. He's also the bartender at the Rainbow Club, Damon and Division. Go in, check him out, say hello, and buy some of his art. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Maureen at Sit Close Tickets. We can get you tickets to the best events around the world. Come visit us 2 blocks north of Wrigley Field at 3761 North Racine. Give us a call at 773-435-2020 or visit us online at sitclose.com. And I'll see you in the front row.
Hello and welcome back to Chit Chat with David Leonardis. How fun hanging out here with Jimi Mays. He's just a verifiable piece of rock and roll history. And Jimmy's got some more fantastic stories about some of the rock and roll greats that he's toured and played with and experienced that actual rock and roll history. So, Jimmy, you were telling me, what are some of the other bands that you played with and toured with? And tell us about those experiences.
Okay, well, I'd like to start off with, sure everybody will remember Marvin Gaye. Well, I had the pleasure of playing with Marvin on his first nightclub engagement in New York City, which was Small's Paradise. I did a week with Marvin, and I'd like to tell you this. I can't tell you what we did hanging out in his Fleetwood in front of Small's Paradise, but whatever it was, he fined me at the end of the week. So much for Marvin.
You were having too good of a good time is what you're telling me.
Yeah, and then we go back on the stage and play. So that's another story. But I love Marvin Gaye. And I also had the pleasure, I was working with a lot of Young Blood and the Blood Brothers, and we had the pleasure of playing with James Brown on more than one occasion. When James didn't want to use the big band, he would use us. So I got a chance to play with the Godfather of Soul.
The Godfather of Soul, James Brown, was known as the hardest working man in show business, and I'm working hard on being the hardest working TV show host in show business, but I've certainly got a long way to go before I'm going to reach up to the status of James Brown. So, I mean, working with, I've seen James Brown. What an incredible experience. I mean, he's dancing the whole time, singing all his songs. What were some of James Brown's biggest hits?
First of all, I Feel Good.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Everybody remember I Feel Good. And James, there's so many hits like Try Me, and you just keep going down the line, but one of his biggest records, Say It Loud, I'm Blacker Than Proud, and Please, 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 that was his national anthem, James Brown. Please, 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 that was, and I used to see James in Jackson, Mississippi when I was a kid, and I had no idea that I would end up playing behind James Brown. I had no idea that I would end up, I saw movies with Joe Did and the Starlighters. I had no idea I would actually playing with Joe Did and the Starlighters. But ladies and gentlemen, on this man's show, I'd like to tell you, my hero was Frank Lyman and the Teenagers. Thanks to the man, I keep mentioning Joey D, but he's my hero. But I met Frank Lyman and played behind him, and we worked together. And I did several things behind Frank Lyman, and that was an experience, playing behind Frank Lyman.
Hi, I'm Sheila Lamb Gabler, and I'm here at the Museum of Private Art Collections, featuring the work of Salvador Dali and Matt Lamb. We're located at 435 East Illinois Street in Chicago, across the street from Navy Pier. Our website is www.mattlamb.com, and I can be reached at 708-601-1572. We have 20,000 square feet of original Dali and Lamb artwork. Please come and see our traveling shows, and we'll be featuring up-and-coming artists. Look at our website for the ticket price. We're open every day, and check out the times. Matt has 11 studios around the world and 8 museums. Chicago is our crown jewel. We hope that you come and enjoy our art. Come meet Matt, and we'll be here to greet you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Dan Shields, owner of Jetty Security and Jetty Investigations. Do you have the need for security for a private event or need some questions answered about someone? Give us a call. 773-341-6030 or look us up on the web, www.jettysecurity.com.
Hello out there, David Leonardis here. I'd like to tell you about a great opportunity. David Leonardis Productions offers high-quality TV commercials at a very reasonable price. Our experienced professionals will work with you to put you at ease and make sure you get a commercial that you will love. What better way to advertise and promote your business than with a TV commercial? Forget about it! Call David Leonardis Productions today and put your business on the cutting edge.
Now, what year were you rocking out with Frankie Lyman?
Okay, that was Joey D had just opened up his own club called the Starlighters. He had got out of the Peppermint Lounge, had his own club. All of this was in '67. This was before Frankie went into service, and he eventually passed on. They said overdose, but all this was in '67. You see, life moved so fast in the '60s. There was so much going on, and for everybody that missed it, thanks to this gentleman here, and people like me that live that can keep telling you about it. And man, you keep on having shows like this. I want to make sure Martha Reeves does your show when she comes to Chicago.
Wow, wow, bringing in that rock and roll pedigree. Well, just FYI, I was born in January 15th, 1967, and people have said that I'm kind of a hippie out of my time, but that's so cool. So now you were telling me some of the other bands, what you said, Martha James and the Shondells, is that correct? No, that's wrong.
Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. But since you mentioned that, we did a tour, and Tommy James and the Shondells was on the tour.
Got it.
So you got that part right. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell all of you something, and I want to pass the word on to the kids. Never give up your dream. By me sitting here with this man, and thanks to a young man named Frankie over here hiding in the corner somewhere, I'm meeting people now that I thought I'd never meet. And the Lord works in mysterious ways. If you never give up, your blessings will come to you.
Wow, well said. True wisdom. I believe it was Winston Churchill said, never quit. And that's the kind of thing. That's how I got into TV. It was something that I wanted to do, and I picked up a producer, and I learned from him, and then I started producing and directing and shooting my own shows. And if I could figure out how to edit, I'd have the full hat trick. But you need to learn to work with people and accept the knowledge and the goodness that they want to bring to you, because they want you to help them, but they want to help you, and that's basically how I feel about everything too. How cool is that? So what is it? What's my favorite song? "Dancing in the Street," and that was
in '60. All this was in '64 and '65. Now, "Dancing in the Street," "Heat Wave," and Martha is just Martha. That's my greatest love, is Martha Reeves. But ladies and gentlemen, the favorite song is, I have to take a look, I feel kind of good. It's called Jimmy Mac. Hey Jimmy, whenever you're coming back. Thank you, Martha. She made me a star.
Wow, and you've been a star for years, and years more to come. And here you are, sir, you're still rocking out. I just love that so much. You said you were in Tampa just the other day, rocking with the Free World.
Yes, I'm fortunate, ladies and gentlemen, because I've had the pleasure of going a complete cycle. I've played with Jimmy Reed, I've played with Lil Walter, the greatest harmonica player, Jimi Hendrix, the greatest guitar player. So now I'm with Pine Top Perkins. He's 97 years old, and the legendary Willie Big Eyed Smith. And they are nominated for a Grammy, which will be on very soon, on the 13th of February, and it's called Join at the Hip. So now I call this, and the next CD that I will record personally myself is called Back Where I Belong. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with the blues.
Hello and welcome back to Chit Chat with David Leonardis. Hanging out with Jimmy Mays, I have this feeling where I'm walking through the history of rock and roll, and I've always kind of been a student of rock and roll. Big shout out to Veronica England, who is somebody that I know that knows more about rock and roll than most people. I think I know a little bit more about rock and roll than her, but you know who knows the most about rock and roll is Jimmy Mays. So Jimmy, can you share another story with us about Jimi Hendrix?
Yes, okay, I'll give you another story about Jimmy, but I want you to realize I knew Jimmy before he became a big star, and I can say one thing about him, and Joey did Martha. They never changed. I knew him before he became a star and after he became a star. Now, I'm going to show a special story because I have a book coming out pretty soon. And a special shout out to Vicky Cleaver. She's writing the book. She's my ghostwriter. But this here's a short story. We're in Buffalo, New York one night. And back in the 60s and old days, it was something called Let's Bury the Show, or Let's Close the Show Out. So it was Jimmy's idea that we would change clothes with the go-go dancers, because everybody had go-go dancers then. So we went in the girls' room and we put on their dresses. They made us up with lipstick, put bows in our hair, and we kept on our boots. And we had these go-go dresses on. So that's a short story, but if you want the whole story and see the picture, I have pictures, David.
Oh,
and
really?
all that's going in my book. So I had to pick a quick plug about the book, but that's a short story about Jimmy. Now, I'd like to give you another story. It's about Wilbert Harrison. I was in a group called the Kansas City Playboys, and Wilbert's claim to fame was Kansas City. And Wilbert, I don't think he got his just due, because the entertainers, to me, I'm from Chicago and I got to New York, and Wilbert was cool, but a lot of entertainers, to me, didn't seem like they would take to Wilbert. But for some reason, but maybe it was my imagination, but my hat would always go off to Wilbert Harrison, because I had a chance to tour with this group called the Kansas City Playboys, and we went all over the East Coast, and we actually backed up Little Anthony and the Imperials for a while, because we were working out the same booking agency. And speaking of Little Anthony and the Imperials, one of my favorite singing groups, and I'm sure everybody else in rock and roll, you got to love Little Anthony and the Imperials. But ladies and gentlemen, it was so many people. I actually had a chance to play. A lot of you kids would never remember Let the Little Girl Dance. That was by Betty Bland. And I had a chance to mix all of this up with the blues, because it all started with the blues. And one,
well, absolutely. I mean, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, they would not have been as popular as they were if it weren't for the fact that they were so interested in the blues.
It's all because of the blues. Muddy Waters had a song called The Blues Had a Baby, and they called it rock and roll. Now, Chuck Berry, I met him once, and he shook my hand and said, "You sound good, little brother." But I was playing with his piano player, Johnny Jones. And that was an honor to me. First of all, playing with Johnny, and as well as meeting Chuck Berry. I never met Little Richard, but somewhere in the future I'd hope to meet him. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to throw this in. If I had a chance to play drums behind all the people I've been fortunate enough to play, I was thinking about this the other night coming from Florida. I would like to play with Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride, and I want to play drums behind Al Green just one time.
Well, I already have a few questions that I kind of want to catch back up to. I heard you say ghost, and maybe a little off topic for our rock and roll, and more a little bit in line with the Paranormal Museum that we're working on. But have you ever seen a ghost?
You know what? I don't think I've ever seen a ghost. Yeah, no, I'd like to correct that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a number. My father, Isaiah Mays, when he passed, this is a true story. And matter of fact, everything I'm saying is true. I will never lie about anything in my book or rock and roll history, because it's too important. But my father came to me one night here in this house, and my sister was living on Clyde, a different street. And we both had the same, we thought it was a dream. But I saw this mess, and he came. At that time, the lottery wasn't going on, but it was, he was a big horse race man. He gave me some numbers to play. I would give you the numbers, but I got to keep these numbers to myself because I want to get rich. But he gave
fair enough.
He gave the same numbers to my sister. So I definitely believe in ghosts, and it's another spirit out there floating around somewhere, to answer your question.
So you're saying that you were telling your sister that you had a dream of your father, and that and she said, well, yeah, so did I, and you both had the same numbers?
At the same time. I said, what time did you get this? And she said, she gave me the time that she saw him. And I said, that's weird because he came to me at the same time and gave me and my sister Shirley the same numbers. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth.
That's the truth, Ruth, and that is a little bit too strange if the sister and you had the same experience at the same time in different locations. That's you can't fake that.
Well, I want to say one other thing. You don't want to be in this house too much by yourself. I guarantee you, if you ever come here and be here 2 days by yourself, you will hear some sounds you will believe in this house. Like the doorbell ringing, you'll run to the door. There's nobody at the door. Now, we're going to leave that alone.
Wow, wow. Well, you know, I have Howard Finster's Vision House Museum in Georgia, and we've been calling it the Paranormal Museum, which is a plug for our new show that we're working on. And everyone seems to think that there's a ghost there. But in my opinion, as I've been saying, I ain't afraid of no ghost. And it seems that Jimmy here is at least respectful, but maybe not necessarily not totally afraid. Have you felt fear as a result of the ghost or just the presence?
Let me put it like this. I saw a lot of movies. So I'm not going to say I'm afraid, but I got a lot of respect. And let's go back and answer that because I'll tell you the truth. If I see something don't look right, I'm going to run.
We're going to have to do a whole nother episode to be hanging out here with just the incredibly nice, incredibly cool, and incredibly talented Jimmy Mays. He was there in the footsteps of rock and roll. For 50 years, he's been playing the drums. So nice. I want to thank Jimmy, Pepper, Jimmy's brother, my friend Frankie Ifland, who introduced me to Jimmy Mays. You might know Frankie Ifland as the guy who's scared of a ghost, unlike me. Jimmy's over here respectful of the ghosts. That's a whole nother story. I couldn't resist telling you a little bit more about that. And, well, we'll see you next time.